This is a really interesting class because the thing about master's students is that they generally know what they want to do, that they're extremely self-motivated, and they're also very smart. So, but you're coming in without a background in law. So my job is first to give you the background in American law so that you understand just the basic landscape of how the laws operate. When you start in this program, in my class, you are exactly in the same position as a first-year law student who has not yet attended a single class. So, and you might actually be better situated for some of the technology-related law. So there's an emphasis on how the laws are put together and how we develop law and how they are evaluated, what's the role of the court system, but also what are your legal obligations and what are your ethical obligations, because they are likely not to be the same. So we have to distinguish that. The law changes. The law changes over time. The common law system makes it relatively easy for laws to unfold and develop and change at the margins, and Congress at any time can completely upend the law. And we see this in a lot of technology cases. There's a Supreme Court case that changes details about the law. So what I want you all to know is to identify the legal problems, to be able to talk intelligently with your attorney, to be able to understand what your attorney is telling you, and to be able to make business decisions based on your understanding of the underlying legal structures. Now, for this class, a very, very large component of that is intellectual property law and how the current laws interact with emerging technology. You know, a year ago, we were not thinking about what's the implication of using a large language model as part of your software development. Now, these are all the questions I'm getting. I was actually at a conference on Friday and realized that I knew more about the legal issues than the people who were presenting at the conference, which is a little interesting position to be in. This is an emerging area. It's not just emerging technology, but it's an emerging area of the law. And you need to be able to understand, as the law changes and develops, what is feasible and what is not feasible, both from the technological point of view and from a legal point of view, because it constrains what you can do. A lot of the legal issues will arise if you are in an entrepreneurial role, if you are starting a company, if you're developing a company. But it also comes up if you are management at a large software company or a large company that uses software, because the legal infrastructure affects how technology can develop. And when it doesn't, we start getting nervous. I think there are people, including myself, who are poring over President Biden's latest executive order on AI to figure out how, not that it changes the law right now, but how it directs various parts of the federal government that are likely to change the law. And also, everybody lives in this world, right? Legal issues affect your personal and professional life, and my goal is to have you identify what those issues are and to respond intelligently to them. So that's the basics of the course. It is not to turn you into a lawyer. It is essentially to turn you into a good client.